everybody, to another episode of TV Show in Space. How is everybody doing today?
So good.
Doing well.
I don't know.
Second
I feel like I'm trapped under a bridge. That's all.
Oh.
Maybe like a metal scaffolding bridge.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah.
There were no rocks, weirdly.
And I would love it if that was the case. I'm your host, Rebecca Frost, joined by Carrie Jackson. Jake Black is here. Rob and Tony are also here. And last episode, we finished Star Trek The Next Generation, the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
How fun is that? So now we're watching the movies. And today we're going to talk about Star Trek Generations, the first Star Trek movie to actually really piss me off.
Yeah.
I'm surprised a little bit. I had not seen this movie in a long time, and I thought it was pretty good.
That in no way
enjoyed it.
shocks me, given Rebecca's opening there.
This movie, como se dice, has no sauce. This is the most sauceless Star Trek movie.
I tasted the sauce.
Where, Tony?
There is
All
a
for
very. This is a very unique movie in the sense that
In the sense that it's bad?
Oh,
no,
it has.
you've
hang
watched
on
Star
now.
Trek.
It has bad. It has bad parts, but it is not a bad movie.
For me, what it is it's just such a money grab, and you don't usually see a money grab with Star Trek. Star Trek.
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't see it as a money grab. I kind of saw it as these Star Trek movies are making money. We need to, people love the Next Generation. Let's do that. But let's make this a handoff from the.
Let's make it a handoff after Star Trek
It was
The
Captain
Next
America: Brave
Generation
New World for Star
has
Trek.
already ended.
Well, I mean, it was because the movies had just featured the original cast, and this was their way of passing the torch, so to speak, and it'll make way for the next movie, which is good.
But wasn't this also
what
the first
torch?
movie? Wasn't this the first one where we had a franchise handing off to another franchise? Because Bond, they would just change James Bond and you were done.
Yeah.
Well, and
This one, it's like a progression.
for me, the handoff, the torch passing happened at the end of Star Trek VI with Captain Kirk's log, where he says this ship and its crew and its adventures will soon become under the guise, or whatever he says, of a new generation, boldly going where no one has gone before. And then the autographs in space. And to
Torch
me,
passed.
that was sufficient. Because he
Yeah.
says, when he says where no one has gone before.
Now we're letting women be in
But
Starfleet.
okay, so yes, Jake, you make a good
Starfleet.
point. But look at the encounter at Farpoint. Let's start with that, where they did the unofficial direct handoff with McCoy. Sorry, unnamed admiral, and
McCoy.
and
The
Dale.
action figures say he's McCoy.
Okay, and everybody knows he's McCoy.
Yeah.
But they couldn't use Kirk as well, whatever reasons. But so they did that handoff. But it was nice to see what came before, like what happened to the crew after, the last voyages of the Enterprise A, to some degree.
Well, let's talk about it, shall we? So, in the year 2293, a retired Captain James T. Kirk, Montgomery Spot, and Pavel Chekhov attend the maiden voyage of the starship USS Enterprise B under the command of the unseasoned Captain John Harriman, played by one Alan Ruck.
You mean
That
Captain
one thing, though.
Cameron?
Oh, okay, everybody wants to leap.
I said you mean Captain Cameron, right?
Captain Ferris Bueller.
But also the slowest champagne bottle ever.
I feel like
Yeah.
so I feel like that, and maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I feel like that shot was kind of a poke at the opening scene from the originals, the first Star Trek movie, that takes forever to pan around the ship, and so they did a really long champagne bottle hitting the new Enterprise.
Two comments. One, how the hell does an unseasoned captain get the center seat on the flagship of the Federation?
They weren't planning on doing anything extravagant with
Yeah, it was
it.
supposed to be a milk run.
It doesn't matter.
Listen, we
because-
all got to start somewhere.
Oh,
some
not
of
at the
us-
top.
Jake,
some
hang on a
white
second.
guys just get to start at the top.
Hang on, Jake, because remember, Kirk creatively acquired his way into the captain's chair.
Creatively acquired. Hilarious.
I mean, let's face it. I mean, and the flagship at that.
Well, see, but this is something that I want you, as a Star Trek writer, to take care of. I
Yeah,
want to
Jake.
find out.
Yeah, Jake.
I want to find out how he got there, and I'm betting that it's favors. He you know, his
Dad's an admiral.
His dad's an admiral, or maybe his mother is you know, doing the head of Starfleet. I don't know.
Yeah.
But as a Star Trek writer, this is where I want you to come in and make it canon. You know.
So the other thing that is a challenge with this opening scene and the champagne bottle is there was a scene that was cut. There was an action figure made of it and everything. Kirk was skydiving from orbit.
Yes.
And that scene was interspliced with the champagne bottle. So if you watch that deleted scene, it makes that champagne bottle double time. Like it's twice as long.
Well, the
Okay.
idea was that Kirk was throwing the champagne bottle in the deleted scene as he was skydiving from space.
What?
Yeah, there is an
And he-
action figure.
That is
He
such
even-
nonsense.
He even says when he lands and Chekhov and Scotty are there and they're like, we gotta go. And Kirk's like, I'm not going.
Okay,
wanna.
okay. I
So you
pulled
did
up
answer a question
John
I had there, like
Harriman.
who threw the damn bottle?
Kirk.
I was. In the
Okay,
in the
you
regular
guys.
movie, Kirk threw it.
No, in
Well,
the
the
deleted
deleted
scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Because I
all
was
we get
actually
is just
wondering-
bottle in space.
I was also wondering in the movie, like, who threw that, and how do you throw it from an airlock? Do you have to be in an air suit?
No, you don't
What
have
are
to
the
be in an
rules
airlock
about
because
gravity
they're-
from airlock to outside? How does this work?
No,
We have so much
because
more
they're-
movie to
they're
talk
force
about, you
fields.
guys.
the force field to the
Stuff-
shuttle bay.
Yeah.
You can just throw it
Oh,
through.
That's
We
true.
have stuff that's actually in the movie that we need to
We
talk
have
Okay, yeah,
so much. We literally
The
have
bottle
not
was in the
gotten
movie.
past the opening credits, and already we are
All right.
pissed off.
You
Okay,
brought
I-
up Harriman though. Here, tell us what you found about
I
Harriman.
have pulled
All
up
right.
Memory Alpha's page on Captain John Harriman. Okay,
Okay.
And in an interview with Alan Ruck, here's what Alan Ruck says. He talked to Rick Berman, who was in charge of the whole Star Trek thing at the time.
Yes.
And he said, "Yeah, we figured that Harriman came from a wealthy, politically connected family, and they sort of bought you this job as a stepping
Exactly.
stone into a political career. That was
Exactly.
the backstory which you never heard. All you knew was that there was this young, inexperienced guy who was given the Enterprise B, which was ill-equipped. And it wasn't his fault. It was because half of the systems hadn't been installed.
Tuesday.
But they decided to take it out for a PR stunt, a publicity run with the three heroes, and nothing works. Of course, he doesn't know what to do." Okay.
All right.
Okay. We're all,
All right.
yes. Yes.
There you
That's
go.
exactly
You
what
were
I
right.
thought. He was connected. He is Cameron in this movie.
I was
His
going
father
to
is
say, he's Cameron.
his father is wealthy. He gets thrown into a position where he doesn't know what the fuck to do,
And
he
he
has to-
wrecks the car.
and he wrecks the
gonna
car,
say.
and he has to turn to the hero of the movie, Captain Kirk,
Ferris
or
Bueller.
Ferris
Oh,
Bueller,
sorry.
Ferris Bueller.
to save the day.
Ferris.
What I love about all of that you just said, Rebecca, is that Rick Berman was always the stickler for Roddenberry's universe. All of that is counterintuitive to Roddenberry's rules.
Exactly.
Well, this is the first Star Trek movie post Gene Roddenberry, so who cares what Mr. Roddenberry has to say anymore?
Boom, roasted.
So they even say, we have no crew. There is no crew on the ship. We're like he says in this interview, we're literally just taken out for a spin, show everyone our hot new rims. And so during the voyage, the Enterprise is pressed into a rescue mission to save two Elarian ships from a strange energy ribbon. The Enterprise is able to save some of the refugees before their ships are destroyed, but the starship becomes trapped in the ribbon. Kirk goes to deflector control to alter the deflector dish, allowing the Enterprise to escape. But the trailing end of the ribbon rakes across the ship's hull, exposing Kirk to deep space, and he is presumed dead. Although one thing among the survivors, they are not happy to be aboard the Enterprise and want to go back to the gravimetric field. The Enterprise staff relegate the information to stress and trauma of losing comrades. So there's a really fun moment here where Mr. Captain Alan Ruck is like, oh, yikes. Wasn't expecting any of this to happen. And Kirk, what is the line that Kirk says? Risk is part of the game if you want to sit in that chair. And Captain Alan Ruck does this thing where he defers to Captain Kirk. And he's like, oh God, okay, you there. What should we do? And Kirk gets the biggest grin on his face, and he's like, yes, danger, put me in the captain's chair. And the call to adventure, I will answer it. And immediately just like assumes the position, right? And then he dies in ship explosion. And oh no.
But there's something else there as well. There's two things there as well.
Malcolm McDowell?
Well,
and
no,
Guinan?
before the explosion. One, Kirk has that moment of, okay, I'm retired. This is not my job, but I can help in another way. And he does say, your place is in the captain chair of this seat.
Of your
I mean,
ship,
the
yeah.
ship. It's not my ship. But two, and I didn't think about this until after watching it, this was a real life version of the Kobayashi Maru test. Because
True.
it is you've got split seconds to make a decision to save that crew or save your ship, and Ruck freezes, or Harriman freezes in the moment.
That's right. And that's all here on page 14 of the script that I have
Nerd.
for
Don't
generation.
worry, Jake also sent me the comic book adaptation.
How did you? What? They sold the script for this as like a published book that you could buy.
No, this is an actual shooting script.
Wait, what? How did you get that?
It was a gift from a listener.
Have you met him?
That's
Seriously.
awesome. Fair point. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Something else also.
Sorry, I just have another comment on the Kirk
Whoa,
in the captain's
interrupting
chair.
the host, okay.
Yeah, sorry. You know, I defer. I'll be demoted at the end of the show. It was fun. The way Kirk sits in that captain's chair, to me, is very much how he's trying to sit down when he finds out David is dead in Star Trek 3. It's almost the same body language, and to me, it sort of foreshadows his own incoming
Interesting.
demise, except he doesn't miss the chair this time. But there we go.
Also, at the helm is a Sulu, the daughter of Mr. Sulu. And what is it Chekhov said, or Scott or Chekhov says it? It wouldn't be the Enterprise without a Sulu at the helm.
Yep.
Scott.
Kirk says it, yeah.
Kirk
I
says
did.
that. Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
I did
Scott,
really.
yeah.
I did really love that. I thought that
That
was
was
very
nice.
nice.
And you know, back to the late great Peter David, he wrote a book called what was it? Is it Captain's Daughter?
Yeah.
Which is Sulu and his daughter story, and it was really quite good. It was quite good.
Damn. Add it to the list.
Add it to the list.
I was very happy to see my original series friends because I really love my original series friends very much. So I was very happy to see them, and also very sad to see Kirk die in this way and never any other way.
There's the little hiccup, canon hiccup there, because Scotty comes down to the deflector dish and is like, "Oh no, Kirk's dead." And when he was in Relics in Next Generation, first thing he says when he's beamed in is, "Oh, Kirk must have brought the ship out of mothballs to come find me."
Yes.
And
He's
Ronald-
a drunk. He's
Ronald
a
Moore
drunk.
was well fair, and he'd been in the transporter buffer for 80 years, so
That's true.
Yeah.
But another continuity thing, and Rob brought it up earlier, was it Encounter at Farpoint, Ancient Ass McCoy. but then here it is. What is it? 7? How many years?
it was like
78 years before.
78.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess 71.
That means
you get that.
McCoy would have had to be like 110 years old
Yeah.
at that on that first.
Oh,
episode.
he says
It was
he says he was
138.
138. Yeah.
138.
138.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
But
Pretty spry
Ron Moore
for-
was asked about that, and they were like, "Did you guys forget that, or how did that happen?"
Are you
And
guys
they were like-
are you guys effing idiots?
And Ron Moore was like, "No, we knew, but we wanted Scotty to have that experience, so we were just like, fuck it, and put him in."
Yeah.
You nerds are overthinking it.
I know we are. We really are. It's
Not you, not you. The royal nerds.
The royal.
the
nerds.
royal we.
The Royal
The
Tenon nerds.
If you would like to experience a situation like this yourself, I highly recommend playing Star Trek Resurgence. That's all. Star Trek Resurgence is so much fun, and you
I
get
keep
to
meaning
make
to.
split-second decisions. That
Oh, yeah, I bet it was on sale on the Steam sale last week, and I forgot to buy it.
I mean, there's always Star Trek Online, too.
Gosh dang it.
Gosh dang it. Okay, so goodbye to our TOS friends. So, 78 years later, the crew of the USS Enterprise D is in a holodeck computer simulation. I forgot all about this scene, you guys. Celebrating the promotion of Worf to lieutenant commander. Worf's grandfather, Colonel Worf, had defended James T. Kirk and Dr. Leonard McCoy at their trial on Kronos when they were falsely accused of assassinating Chancellor Gorkon. And this scene is so much fun, you guys. I love it when my TNG friends get to play pretend and wear silly costumes, because they're on a boat. They're on a boat, and they're all wearing like 18th
Royal
century Navy regalia and making Worf walk the plank. And Data. It really pisses me off, this movie.
Well, okay, that's what I was going to say. I said there were bad parts to this movie. Data is unfortunately a bad part to this
He's
movie.
the baddest,
Yeah.
one of the baddest parts
Yep.
of this movie.
I will agree.
In his attempts to play human, he's like, ha ha ha, camaraderie, shove Beverly off the boat. And everybody's like, Data, what the hell? And he's like, I thought we were goofing. Is this not a goof?
I was goofing.
But you forget one thing before he did that. The Wile E. Coyote that Worf did, and the way that they filmed the scene of him jumping up,
Yeah.
landing.
He should have
taking
held
the
up.
plank away. They're just like the
Yeah. He should have held up a sign that said "Yipe."
Yipe.
You know,
exactly.
So
I
have a
love this.
question.
There's
Go ahead, Jake.
I was just going to say, there, speaking of goofs, there was wet paint on the side of the boat when they were shooting this, and Worf gets it on his knees. And so when he's coming out of the water, you can there's paint spots on
now
his
I
knees.
saw that, but I thought maybe
Yeah.
the stuntman hurt himself and that was blood. That's
No.
what. Okay.
No,
all right.
it's legit just
All right.
paint from the ship, yeah.
Okay.
I love
So,
Star
holodeck
Trek
question.
so much. Yeah.
Holodeck question. If you fall into a body of water on the holodeck and they turn the holodeck off, are you dry?
It
Ooh.
Tony, it
depends.
sounds like you're asking a lot of questions.
It depends. It depends on the episode, because in Encounter at Farpoint, Wesley falls in the creek and he gets out of the holodeck and he's dripping everywhere, and Picard's like, clean this mess up.
Yes.
In other moments, they come out of the holodeck and they're instantly dry. So
Right.
it's
That's
just-
because
Okay,
yeah,
if you
the water's
get
holographic.
wet in the holodeck,
What's
what
Google say?
happens?
the text commentary on this episode, they talk about how there must be holodecks on the Enterprise that are multi-storied in order for that to work.
I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise, with the arch being at this level and the water being down here,
Yep.
how else is that?
Okay, a lot
Gonna
of people
work.
are also having this conversation online, and I
See?
can't possibly be bothered to interact with them.
Oh,
so.
oh, well. I'm
We
not
have
the only
so much
weirdo.
more movie.
Yeah, so
it.
Worf's a commander, and Picard says, "I've learned to never underestimate a Klingon," which is not foreshadowing for an hour and 10 minutes later.
Nope, of course not.
Also true.
Okay, so while they're on the boat playing pretend, Captain Jean-Luc Picard receives a message that his brother and nephew were killed in a fire, meaning the storied Picard family line will end with him. The Enterprise receives a distress call from an observatory in orbit of the star Amargosa, where they rescue the Elarian Dr. Tolian Soran, played by Malcolm McDowell, who we have seen earlier in this movie being rescued by our TOS friends. The android Data and engineer Geordi discover a compound called trilithium in a hidden room of the observatory. Soran appears, knocks LaForge unconscious, and launches a trilithium solar probe at Amargosa. The probe causes the star to implode, sending a shockwave toward the observatory. IMDb has conveniently left out the worst part of this movie, which is Data is like, you know what? I have a data chip.
Oh, yeah.
I have this fun
Emotion.
little data chip that will give me emotions, and I'm tired. I'm tired of being laughed at by everyone because I'm not human and I don't have all the same human emotions as everybody else. So
Which is interesting because that kind of desire or lack of like not wanting to be laughed at, that's an
very
emotion.
human. Very
Right?
human.
Exactly.
So
Well, or
Geordi,
no, it's a simple. He feels that there's a gap in his programming, and
he
this will
wants-
allow him
Data's
to.
whole deal is he wants to be human, which
true.
I
It's
will
true.
never,
Pinocchio.
never understand. And
You wish
Data
to
is
not
like,
be human.
I have this emotions chip. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pop my cherry. Geordi, put this chip in me. And Geordi's
His,
like,
his
hey.
fingernail cherry.
No, but it's not a. That's the thing is, I was thinking about that too. Do they change it later on in the other movies? Because this was a big chunky thing that went on into his head.
Into his head.
And I remember before it was a fingernail chip, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Some of us
okay.
haven't gotten that far, Tony.
No, wasn't it a fingernail chip when Lore put it in him? Yeah,
Yep.
in season 7.
Well, this is for the wide audiences who are attending
Yeah.
the movies.
Who need
These are the
Gotta-
these are the churchgoers that only go on Christmas
on
Day.
Christmas and
and
Yeah.
Easter.
Christmas and
Okay.
Easter.
All right, fair.
And
So-
they need to show the LED skull is really.
Yeah.
And so Jordy's like, dude, I don't know about this. This is dangerous. And Data's like, do it, you coward. And so they give him the emotions chip, and Data becomes the most insufferable character.
Oh,
of
the
all
worst.
time.
I hated him in this movie.
Oh,
Up
when they're
till about
walking-
the
when
last
they're-
10 minutes.
When they're walking around that observatory and he's doing his whole thing, I was like, okay, that's enough. We can take this
Yeah.
out now. This is the most annoying thing I've ever experienced in my Star Trek.
You
And
like Mr. Tricorder?
Yeah,
Oh.
Carrie, can you do Mr. Tricorder? Do you have that ability?
I think I might be able to.
yeah, can
Hello,
you do that?
Jordy.
Christ.
That's tricky. Hello,
He starts
Jordy.
laughing at a joke from 8 years ago.
Not funny, Data. Not funny.
Ay, ay,
Yeah, it was terrible.
ay. So,
You
Yeah.
didn't even like his little life form song? Come on, best part of the movie.
but Soran threatens to pew pew him, and Data experiences fear. And he's like, oh, God, I don't think I liked that at all.
Completely forgetting that he's stronger than anybody,
I know.
you know, and could just walk up
And
to
the-
Malcolm McDowell
the
and snap him
magic-
in half. You
The
know?
magic was within him all along.
I guess so, yeah.
So another thing I get caught up on, another detail that my brain just fixates on, the gun that he had. Has that ever been seen before with a different race of guys or pirates or anything? Because it was cool the way it would like rotate and everything.
Yeah.
Is that
Well,
the first and
they
last
built it,
time we
I'll
saw
bet they
that gun?
built it special for Malcolm
I think
McDowell.
so.
He needs a killer weapon
I
because
think
he's
you're
a
right.
bad
For some
guy.
ultraviolence.
Yes.
So the star implodes, sending a shockwave toward the observatory. Soran and LaForge are transported away by a Klingon bird of prey belonging to the boobs I'd recognize anywhere, the Duras sisters Lursa and B'Etor, who had stolen the trilithium for Soran in exchange for the designs for a trilithium weapon. Data is rescued just before the station is destroyed, and other officials include Riker, Crusher, Troy, and Demora Sulu. Meanwhile, the Enterprise is
Rebecca,
yeah.
can you? I don't know if you can Google this quickly, but what's the gestation period for a Klingon child? Because
I'll Google
B'Etor
it
was
if you
pregnant
wanna
like
keep
3
going.
weeks ago.
Hey, that's right.
Yeah. Did she have the baby? Did she lose the baby?
Well, we don't
I'm
know how
fascinated by
far
that.
after this takes place, though.
Yeah, we do.
We do?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
star dates. There's star dates in it,
Oh,
and
I
it's less than 6 months.
I
It's
forget about the star
like 3 or 4
Memories.
months.
Alpha. So memory. Oh, there's a lot of conflicting. But memory
Yeah, no worries.
Alpha says Klingon females carried their children for 30 weeks.
Okay.
Okay.
But some other people say 5 months. Whatever.
She
So
had on a
that-
very
she had that
slimming
baby.
uniform.
Women can
Yeah.
bounce back.
I'm sure that there is that little Duras baby somewhere else in the Empire.
Rebecca got defensive.
I just
Hey, now.
actually I just finished this book about female medical history called All in Her Head, and all about the terrible way we have treated women throughout all of history when it comes to medicine. So I'm a little defensive about it.
Gotcha.
Did you know? Okay, I'm gonna detour. Dr. Kellogg. We're all familiar with Dr. Kellogg. He
Yes.
invented the cereal.
Yeah.
And he invented this the blandest cereal of all time, right? And his brother his brother was like, hey, can we make a cereal that tastes good? And Dr. Kellogg was like, no, because then the women will start masturbating.
That's right.
Yeah.
There's a movie called Road to Wellville, which is about him, and Anthony Hopkins plays Kellogg
Tobey
in it.
Maguire.
Never slept with his wife, had 42 adopted children.
And he has the wonderful line of, "My own stools, sir, are gigantic. They're magnificent. No warmer than a hot biscuit."
What an interesting
The
character,
women-
that Kellogg.
If women, are you constipated? Stop masturbating. Like the
Oh,
thing,
yeah. He was a nut.
anything that troubles women like at all throughout medical history has always been reduced to, well, have you tried masturbating less?
Yeah, he was a nut. He was a total nut, but he made
with
corn.
the, with the exception of
cornflakes, so.
Hysteria,
I was
which
gonna
the
say-
prescription was
Yep.
I
masturbate
get laid by your
more.
husband. No, the cure for hysteria was have sex with your husband, and that's all. God. Ah! Okay, so the Enterprise's bartender, Guinan, she tells Captain Jean-Luc Picard more about Soran because she was among the Elarians rescued by the Enterprise B.
Which we saw.
Which we saw in the first scene, not
In
with
the-
the wine bottle, but
Least ostentatious hat she's ever worn.
Yeah.
she was
It
very
pretty
demure.
simple.
She was very like, nobody look at me.
And she's even hatless in this
So
scene.
the Allurians are the ones that live for a really long time, right?
Yes,
And
Guinan
so-
is an Elurian.
Right, and that was 2 ships full of basically almost
El-
immortal beings, at least to time.
But
okay.
but this is where they got, and it says in the script, this is essentially where Guinan got most of her powers because she gets exposed to times and places and people's feelings and everything.
Oh, okay.
Powers.
And well,
well,
you know,
She's like kind of empathic. kind of a
Empathic,
thing.
yeah.
No, well, not
So
just that,
being
but I
a
mean, but
woman.
aren't the Elorians, weren't they known previous to that for being great
Yes,
listeners?
listeners,
Did that come
yeah.
into 78 years in that
Right.
gap after the
Are you
last
guys saying
remnants
being a
of them?
great listener is a superpower?
ask
should
my
be.
therapist.
Ask Jamie Summers.
These days, it should be considered a great superpower.
Y'all tell me about the amount of money I spend on my therapist. Okay. Guinan explains that Soran is obsessed with re-entering the Nexus, an extra-dimensional realm where time has no meaning and anyone can experience whatever they desire. Picard and Data determine that Soran, unable to fly a ship into the ribbon due to the uncertainty that the ship will survive long enough to ensure success, is instead altering the path of the ribbon by destroying stars, and that he will attempt to re-enter the Nexus on Viridian 3 by destroying its sun, and by altering the course of the ribbon to pass through an uninhabited planet upon which Soran will be as the ribbon passes through it. However, the shockwave from the collapsed star will completely destroy a nearby populated planet in the same system with a population of 237 million.
So the ribbon. So was the 2 ships of Allurians trying to get into the ribbon at that time, and they
No,
failed?
they're refugee. It was a refugee ship, wasn't it?
I thought it was a refugee
They got
ship.
thought-
yeah.
in the ribbon.
I thought they were trying to get into the ribbon.
No, they were Borg evacuees, refugees.
Oh, that's
and the
right.
ribbon came across them, and they got hit by it, but then yanked out.
Okay.
I will say that stellar cartography scene is
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Love it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's something we never saw in the TV show. Didn't know we had that room in the Enterprise.
Something I really like about this movie, maybe the only thing I like about this movie, is the lighting. I really like the lighting throughout this whole movie.
Yeah,
That's how I
I was-
want my life to be lit.
I was gonna say the bridge was lit so
Beautiful.
differently
Well,
versus the show.
This is your director, David Carson, who also directed yesterday's Enterprise. They brought him in, and he had very specific lighting requirements that he wanted, and that's why it looks
It's
different.
how I want my life to be lit, you guys. So, upon entering the Viridian system, the Enterprise makes contact with the Klingon bird of prey. Picard offers himself to the Duras sisters in exchange for LaForge, but insists that he be transported directly to Soran's location first. LaForge is returned to the Enterprise, but he inadvertently reveals the Enterprise's shield frequency because they have hacked into his eyepiece.
Visor. Yeah.
His visor. And so they are
wait,
able
wait.
to. What? Yeah.
So, knowing what the shield frequency is, they've already come across issues like that against the Borg, right? the Borg would rotate their phasers and things to pierce. So knowing that, I was like, how come they don't just change their shield frequency? The missiles are going right through, just like it used to.
Because it would have been a shorter movie.
Well, and they don't really have time to do that. One of the
They were in a
Push a button.
crisis. They were in a crisis.
Yeah, push it. There's probably a button there that says, in case of Borg, change shield frequency.
Okay, Tony. Well, when you're promoted,
Well, that's never going to happen.
what I like about the redesign of the bridge, and it's related to this sequence, is how there's the stations on the side. They removed the weapons lockers from the walls and put stations there, but also they raised the center platform where the captain sits and all of that, which means Worf, for the first time, gets a chair. Worf is sitting through half of the movie for the first time. Yeah.
nerds. Okay, so
Yeah, we're the nerds.
Now, before we leave, Geordi's hijacked eye visor.
yeah.
There's some stuff that was cut out of the movie
Yep.
that we should know about, and it's all here, of course, in the shooting script.
In the notes.
In the notes. This is let's see. I don't want a science lecture. You were on that observatory looking for trilithium. Why? I was ordered by the captain. In the pad in Soran's hand, we can now see an interior graphic of Geordi's body sitting in the chair. The graphic is interactive, moving as Geordi moves. A blinking dot represents the movement of a probe inside of his body. Right now, the dot is in the middle of his chest. Soran. Let's try to move beyond the usual prisoner-interrogator banter, shall we? You have information, and I need it. Did the captain explain his orders to you? Did he say why you were searching for trilithium? No. What about Guinan? What has she told you about me? Geordi says, Guinan, I don't know what you're talking about. On the pad, we now see that the dot has moved to a position next to Geordi's heart. Soran looks up at Geordi. My instincts tell me you're lying, and I know that can't be easy for you. I can see you have a good heart, looking at the pad. Soran taps the control on the pad. Suddenly, Geordi grabs his chest in pain. Soran watches Geordi for a few seconds, then taps the pad again. Geordi gasps and starts to breathe. Says, oh, I forgot to tell you. While you were unconscious, I injected a nanoprobe into your bloodstream. It's been navigating your cardiovascular system, and right now I've attached it to your left ventricle. A little trick I picked up from the Borg. So yeah, they're full of great ideas.
So how come?
So I just stopped your heart for 5 seconds. It did feel like an eternity, didn't it? Did you know that you can stop the human heart for up to 10 minutes before onset brain damage? He says, no, I didn't know that. We learn something new about ourselves every day.
Dang it, that's a cool scene.
So why did they delete all the good stuff?
I was
don't
going to
know.
say, that's a quality scene right there.
But they that does come back, because when Soran comes on the bridge and he's like, his heart just wasn't in it.
And it was just kind of a throwaway line. But this makes it a higher stakes. Soran's a bad guy, but he's a really fucking bad guy.
And later, Crusher says, I removed the nanoprobe from your heart, which without that scene,
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I was like, when did he get a nanoprobe?
And he says now maybe I didn't make myself clear. It's very important that you tell me exactly what Captain Picard knows. And Geordi says, I told you everything. You might just as well kill me right now. Soran's features soften and he smiles slightly. For a moment, he looks genuinely compassionate, and it's a disturbing contrast to his usual dark intensity. Soran, I'm not a killer, Mr. LaForge. Let's try 30 seconds.
Hold on a second. I'm not a killer. I blew up a star. I blew up 2 stars. I'm blowing up 2 stars.
Maybe
I'm
that's
not
why
a killer.
they
Killed a lot of
killed the
people.
scene. I don't know. But yeah. 30. Let's try 30 seconds.
Why?
Did anybody else notice that Malcolm McDowell looks like an older evil Sting?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought that the whole time.
He wanted that look. He said not Sting necessarily, but he said I loved
John Constantine. I'm sorry.
I loved my hair all spiked up, and I loved that I was wearing black all the time. I could really be the over the top villain that I wanted to be, and I really want to kill Kirk.
Well, and I actually thought he was a really cool villain, really interesting villain. Because
How?
let me tell you why. Because he's not one of those villains that's like, I want to dominate this world, this
He's
species
not one of
or
those
whatever.
villains that has a backstory.
Or he has plenty of backstory. I'll get
Yeah.
to it.
Where?
Or he's not one of those villains who's like, I just want to destroy everything.
Yeah.
His
No.
purpose is he wants to get back to the
He's
Nexus.
supposed to be happy.
Exactly, because
That's
he
when
wants he wants
that's
to
when I
banish the
texted-
pain he has from seeing his family get killed by the Borg. That's his
texted Jake.
motivation.
See, I didn't know that. I didn't pick that up at all at any point, and
They
I
said
did
it like
pay
3
attention to the whole.
times.
Yeah, it was blatantly
Not
there.
memorable. I texted Jake and I was like, hey, "Is this a metaphor for heroin?" And he was like,
No,
"I guess
it's
I
a
never thought of it that way."
So I thought he was a really interesting character because his motivations are not what you normally get
Well,
from big bad guys.
And they cut out a lot of his backstory too. He had a wife.
And a dog.
Would
Yeah.
have loved to have known that.
Picard
he
says
he
to him,
says it.
he talks about it a couple times.
Yeah, he says, Picard says, I wonder, did your wife Leandra know that she married a man who was capable of mass murder? When you tucked your children into bed, do you suppose that they ever suspected that their father was one day going to kill millions as casually as he kissed them goodnight? And Soran just looks at him and goes, nice try.
Yeah, he's kind of
There's
like
there's a
So
lot of
it-
stuff they took out.
it's the same reason I like
Khan.
Goldfinger
Oh.
in Bond, because what was his motivation? Straight up money. I
Yeah.
want gold. I'm not trying to blow the world up. I'm not trying to subjugate any nations. I just want money.
Well, I mean, like I was joking when I said Khan, but I mean it's the same motivation. Khan had a very specific person that he hated in Kirk for exiling him to City Alpha 6, City Alpha 5. But Soran had an abstract concept. He wanted to be happy. He lost his wife. He's lost his daughter. The Borg ravaged their world, and he just wants to get back to that one moment of happiness.
Right.
And where and Khan was just like, I've got nothing to lose anymore. So they're
Yeah.
kind of like two sides of the same coin in that respect.
True. You liking this
Picard's
movie
in the
anymore
Valley of
yet,
Fire.
Rebecca?
No, you guys are.
We're not doing it. We're not doing it for you. No.
No.
Rebecca's having none of this.
She is not. She is
Okay,
not.
you guys. So the Enterprise destroys the bird of prey. Data fires an ionic pulse at the Klingon vessel, which resets its cloaking device, and as the ship cloaks, it loses its shields, allowing the Enterprise to attack. But the Enterprise has sustained irreversible damage to its warp core, so Commander Riker orders an evacuation to the forward saucer section of the ship, which separates from the star drive. Finally, we're getting another instance of the Enterprise saucer separating from the base, which I feel like we need more of. And we just
It's
don't
really,
get
it's really cool.
it is so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
The shockwave from the star drive's destruction sends the saucer crashing to the surface of Viridian 3.
Oops.
Did we
Oops.
know before that the bridge has a skylight?
I did.
Yeah, that was crazy,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
I didn't know that. I didn't remember
haven't
ever
they
seeing
all
that.
It's because the
Constitution
camera never
class?
the camera never pans up.
Yeah.
Like they all have since all of that style ship have had it since at least the Constitution class.
Tony, if you'd watched the original series, you'd know.
Pass.
I know.
There is a little bit of a fun tweak, not a fun tweak. I don't know why I said that. But Troy flying the saucer and crashing the ship, that is also kind of revisited in another movie, and that's why in the finale of Picard, which you have seen, Rebecca, Troy gets to fly the ship and not crash it
Oh.
because
I
Makes
think
more
it was
sense
kind of
now.
fun. I like
She
that
got
she
lot-
got to fly the ship.
she got lots of hate for crashing the Enterprise.
What was she supposed to do?
Anyone would have
I know.
crashed it. Yeah, that's some BS.
I know.
She did her
but,
best.
But for 30 years, she got flamed for crashing the Enterprise, and again, it is revisited in one of the future movies. So that's why Terry Matalas was like, you know what, Marina, you get to sit in that chair. You
Redemption.
get to
Have you
actually
seen-
fly it good. Yeah.
That clip. Oh, I think it's when Data is flying the ship and it's like through the whole board
I
thing.
freaking love
But
that
have you seen that
scene.
intercut with Sabotage?
When you sent that to me, I was like, what is this? And I just sat there and stared at my phone. This is
Hell
the
yeah,
greatest
dude.
thing I've ever seen.
Unrelated. Have you watched Heads of State? Highly recommend you watch Heads of State. There's a scene where Jack Quaid is about to unload a lot of weapons on some people, and he picks a soundtrack, and the song that plays is Sabotage, and I'm like, yes, absolutely, the correct choice.
Yes.
Choice. I gotta watch
Classical
that movie this
music.
weekend.
It's a fantastic movie. Whoa, who was
I
that?
don't know who that was.
Whoa.
Might have been me.
Okay, Picard
That's
fails.
that's the sound of the energy ribbon coming to Viridian 3.
Yeah.
Oh my
Sound
God.
goes,
That's how you know it's coming.
Picard fails to dissuade Soran from his plan, and it is too late to stop him from launching his missile. The collapse of the Viridian star alters the course of the Nexus ribbon as predicted, and it sweeps Picard and Soran away while the shockwave from the star obliterates everything in the system. In the Nexus, Picard finds himself surrounded by the weirdest family choice. 800 Victorian children.
Yeah. Well, I've noticed that it feels like in the future, you can dress from whatever era you want or whatever stylings you want, and everyone's just like, "Hey, that's normal."
Hey,
Like,
when Prince didn't, we didn't care. You know,
Yeah,
David
but that's
Bowie
Prince.
did it. We didn't care.
Yeah,
and
that's
also,
Prince and Bowie.
did we know that he wanted that many kids? Holy moly!
It was
all
so
my
many
children.
kids. It was so many kids.
And,
And
it
a
took
wife
too
who
long.
looks suspiciously like Beverly Crusher.
A wife who looks suspiciously like Beverly. And his nephew is there.
Yeah, not his brother, just his nephew.
Not his brother, just his
That
nephew.
was that was
but
an odd
again-
choice, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but
no, not
remember,
really, because he
didn't
and Robert-
he didn't really care for his brother,
That's
but he
right,
liked
they
his
didn't.
nephew.
Oh, fair. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he loved his nephew. He didn't really care about Robert. So
Nobody ever
Picard,
cares about Robert.
Picard realizes
Robert
it's all
sucks.
an illusion. He is
Because
confronted-
in the Christmas tree ornament, there's an exploding star that
Yeah.
he stares at and stares at and stares at.
You would think the Nexus would know. Hey, I shouldn't give hints about where someone came from, or else they might remember.
Yeah, but the Nexus doesn't seem to like want to trap anybody. It just
That's true.
it just
It's-
exists.
That's true.
And hey, if you're here to party, you're here to party. He is confronted by an echo of Guinan left behind in the Nexus. After being told that he may leave whenever he chooses to go and go whenever he wishes, Guinan sends him to meet Kirk, also safe in the Nexus. Although Kirk is at first reluctant to leave and has a whole Shatner scene.
Oh yeah.
Just him being Shatner.
Chopping wood, man.
Chopping wood and monologuing while making toast and
And a weird egg.
Dill.
egg.
Yeah.
Dill.
Dillweed.
She likes dillweed on her Katarian eggs.
Ugh. I hate dill. Picard convinces Kirk to return to Picard's present and stop Soran by assuring him that it will fulfill his desire to make a difference. Okay.
With me. Come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, leaving the Nexus, the two arrive on Viridian 3. Yes?
I was going to say, I don't think it's so much that he wanted to make a difference. I think it's because he realized that it's not real.
He
Everything
realizes it's
in the
not
map.
real, and
And to him, it's all about real stakes and
Yeah.
reality. And so
Yeah.
that was
It's-
enough for him.
It's funny how quickly he figured it out. I like that little scene where he says,
Yep.
just a moment ago, I was on the Enterprise B, and the next thing I know, I'm here chopping wood, and you walked up, and that's it. You know.
Yeah. Well, it's because time has no meaning in the Nexus.
Exactly.
But it was the jumping over the ditch with the horse.
But he
where he's
figured
like-
it out. Yeah.
He's like, wait a second. I didn't feel any rush. This isn't real.
so after leaving the Nexus, the two arrive on Viridian 3 minutes before Soran launches the missile. Working together, Kirk and Picard distract Soran long enough for Picard to lock the missile in place, causing it to explode on the launch pad and kill Soran. Kirk is fatally injured by the fall during the encounter. As he dies, Picard assures him that he made a difference. Picard buries Kirk at the site before a shuttle arrives to transport him to the wreckage of the Enterprise saucer. 3 Federation starships arrive to enter orbit and retrieve Enterprise survivors from Viridian 3. Picard muses that given the ship's legacy, the Enterprise D will not be the last vessel to carry the name. Yes, Robert.
Question for the panel, specifically for Jake.
Okay.
Did they leave Kirk buried on Viridian 3, or did they move him someplace?
Okay, there's 2 moments for this.
Okay.
And Carrie's excited.
Yes.
So the Roddenberry group has been putting together these kind of fill in the gap moments, and they did a 90-second one about 3-4 years ago that has Spock retrieving the body.
Okay.
That is based on a comic book called Spock Reflections, which is, out of all of the thousands of Star Trek comics, my favorite Star Trek comic story of
Really?
all time.
Wow.
Spock Reflections.
Got to see that.
Send it my
Yeah.
way, Jake.
I don't have that one digitally because it was an IDW, and I have everything pre-IDW.
Ah, okay.
Okay, never mind.
But it's called Spock Reflections. And in Picard season 3, they reveal what happens to Kirk's body, but I'm not going to spoil that because Rebecca's
Yeah,
not
they
there
do.
yet.
I remembered that scene, and I had the same question. I was like, wait a minute, he's buried here.
But there was a series of books that Shatner wrote. I guess he wasn't happy that I mean, at first he wanted to be killed, and now he changed his mind all of a sudden.
So
there
he
was a
pulled a
series of
Logan.
books. Yeah, there was a series of books where Spock goes back,
Kirk's
gets his
return.
body, and it's Kirk's return. And,
Yeah.
and so
Wait,
then they
what does
continue.
he Genesis bomb Kirk to bring him back, or
I mean, it's
can't-
only Viridian 3. Nobody's going to miss
There's
it.
I can't
there's like
recall.
Borg, it's Borg tech and stuff like
Borg
that.
tech.
And
Yeah.
they talk about how like the LED world that they see inside V'ger in Star Trek 1 is the Borg home world, and because there's technology there, and it's convoluted.
Very convoluted, but,
But there's like a dozen books in that series that he wrote.
yeah.
I just want to comment too on this ending. There are two comments here. Originally, Soran shot Kirk in the back, and test audiences were like, "No," and so they changed it. They reshot that ending. But also,
To this one that they thought was better?
yeah,
Hold on a second, because I actually haven't thought about that, Rebecca. Put a pin in that one for a second and let Jake finish, because I got something for that.
the other thing that I kind of I think is overlooked a lot is that everybody kind of gets their happy ending in this story because they don't pull Soran out of the Nexus. So Soran actually gets to go into the Nexus like he wanted and stay there.
Yeah.
And
No way.
another timeline version
okay?
with
Okay.
Picard and Kirk coming back stops him from.
Well, so
You know,
if they stop
eliminating
him
the-
before it happens, doesn't he not go in?
No, because he did get to go in, and so for him, time still has no meaning. He's still there. They didn't pull him out. They didn't. beam
30
him
years
out.
there is 5 seconds here. Like that
That's
kind
true.
of.
That's true.
And so
Interesting.
So they jump back in their reality, but Soren is back with his family and loving life and gets everything he wanted.
Also, does that mean there's a Picard chilling in the Nexus still?
An
His
echo.
family.
An echo?
Parts
Yeah.
of him, yeah, because that's what Guinan references that. She
Yep.
said, I can't come with you because I'm there, but part
Yeah.
of me is here like a shadow.
Interesting.
Robert, your pin.
Yes.
Okay, so your comment was... You
It
were
was
making
worse.
comment...
This ending was worse than having him shot in the back.
Okay, so... This ending was not... Well, he dies. We'll just leave it at that. But if you go back to Star Trek 3... I think it's
Yes.
3.
I know where you're going.
Where he... he's on the planet. The bird of prey is...
It's 6.
Is
5.
Is
It's
it
5. 5,
Oh,
yes.
sorry, 5. Thank you.
Yeah.
The bird of prey
Four.
is,
No, wait.
$1, Bob. No.
It's 5. He just blew up
It is
God,
5.
and then the bird of prey is there.
It is
Okay,
5,
that's the scene. And he's standing there, and he's like, he's thinking he's finally facing death, because he started it saying he's worried about dying alone, and he didn't die technically alone because Picard was there,
Yeah.
but Spock and McCoy were not there, so
His
he
friends,
did die
yeah.
alone in that sense. So it's kind of fulfilling that not quite prophecy of him dying alone. Because Spock is like, you were never alone when they beam him onto the ship. He's like, there was no chance you were going to die. You were never alone. I'm like, because Spock was there to save you. So I can understand why you may not be happy with the way he died. Because honestly, in '94, a lot of people coming out of the theater were like, that was a stupid way for him to die.
Captain
Falling
Kirk
off a
falls off a
bridge.
bridge. Well, I mean, which is worse, though? Getting shot in the back or...
Oh, right, but I mean, still,
I would have rather he died on the deflector dish or whatever.
right.
I hated this. I hated it so much.
I really.
But again, at the end of the day, he's dead until Shatner writes a series of books that unkills him. But
that
that's another
unkills
story.
him, yeah.
I
But
just
the
think
end of it,
Kirk falling off a bridge and getting crushed by a pile of rocks is the dumbest fucking way for Captain Kirk to die. And
Well,
that's just my opinion.
Okay,
You know who wanted
generations. He's done. He's
was-
retired. He's
But
out
he
of the
was
picture.
saving 240 million people with that
That's
act.
true. And you know who wanted him to die being shot in the back? Malcolm McDowell, because he hated Shatner. He wanted to do that.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, he'd worked
Well,
with
who-
Shatner
who
before
among-
on stage.
Who didn't hate William
He had
Shatner?
worked with Shatner before on stage, and he says, I was looking forward to killing William Shatner.
So, Jake, I have another question for you about the
Yeah.
end of the movie.
Yeah.
So, 3 ships show
Why
up.
why did he bury him in a pile of
No,
rocks when ships are
no.
coming?
Yeah, why
No,
did he take
it's about the
time?
ships.
Why did he exert the effort?
And put his Delta shield as
Wild-
the marker?
Wild animals. He didn't want them to get chewed on.
There you go. Thank you, Tony.
I would
No,
much
it's
prefer
about the
to
3
have
ships.
a sky barrier.
The Nina, the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria, that show up to save, to take everybody off the planet. One of them was the Farragut,
Correct.
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
a throwback to Kirk's
First ship.
First ship.
He was well, not first ship, but where he was promoted. He was first officer on the Farragut.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do.
Okay, so that was one thing that I wanted to make sure was not just a throwaway.
Yeah.
Just kind of like a nod to that. But 2, the other 2 ships, one of them looked Reliant class.
Mm-hmm.
The second one looked Tsiolkovsky class from the Naked Now.
Now. Hmm.
The ship that they blew up that had the space virus that made everybody drunk.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
That
Okay.
one. Sorry, nerd. I was
Yes.
looking at it going,
So
oh,
where
hey.
are you going with this, my friend?
But it was
So-
mainly the Farragut one, but it was like since they all 3 were flying off at the same time, it was like the Farragut as a throwback to Kirk, the the Tsiolkovsky as a throwback to season 1, and Reliant just because it seemed an out of place, like it should have been mothballed a long time ago for that class of ship.
Yeah, but that ship was always used in Next Generation too. Like that and
The
the,
Bozeman,
Excelsior
I think,
class.
was that. At one,
Yeah.
Oh, that was another thing. The Bozeman did a course correction. And wasn't the Bozeman Kelsey Grammer ship?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
yes,
Guys.
that's right.
Okay. Sorry.
And
nerd.
and on that in that
Guys.
stellar cartography room, all of the maps that are or all the planets that are on the map in stellar cartography were planets that were in TOS.
I've lost control of my show.
Yeah, you have. Big time. I have a confession to make.
The inmates have taken over the asylum.
I have a
How's it
confession
feel,
to
Kid
make.
Mutiny?
I liked watching Kirk do his thing at the end of this movie,
His karate
Yeah.
chop.
and I'm afraid it's almost
Oh.
made me want to watch some original series.
It's awakening something in
It
you.
might be. I think it moved, and so I need
His
it.
heart grew 3 sizes that
The
day.
music.
I don't know.
When
I-
they're fighting, when Kirk is fighting Soran on Vernian 3, the
Well-
music is so reminiscent of Kirk fighting something in the desert. It's
Well-
so good.
And it wasn't even that part. It was actually more just him doing his thing at the house. I was just kind of like, this guy's kind of interesting in a overly confident, I
Tony,
know
have I got a
exactly
show
what's
for
going
you?
on.
Time to join it.
Have I got a show for you?
Time to join it.
There's something I want to say. There's something I want to say.
But it's not your show anymore. You said the inmates have taken
Show.
over.
I can push end recording at any time. I just want to say something.
Okay.
Do it.
You just did.
The one part I got really emotional at this dumb fuck movie
Oh,
was when Data finds his cat in the rubble. Because
that was nice.
when my house burned down in July of 2023, all of the messages as I'm on my way home from Oppenheimer are like, we can't find Simon. And so I'm like, oh my God, my cat is lost. What am I going to do? I get to the house, looking through the house. Simon pokes his head out from under a blanket, and I grab him so tight, and I never, ever let him go. And I felt emotions at the scene where Data finds his cat in the rubble, and he gets to experience the same emotion I felt at that time. That's all I wanted to say.
And
you
you
can go
said-
back to ruining my show.
And you said the same thing that Data did. I am happy to see Spot, yet I am crying. My emotional program must be malfunctioning again.
I said that exact thing. Yeah.
Sounds about right.
And your tears were yellow.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
did they use brake fluid for his tears? What the heck was that?
IP.
I guess.
Ooh.
Do you guys want trivia or
Yes,
anything?
very much.
Sure.
Let's do trivia.
Yeah, I love trivia.
The
I'll
horse.
take movies for 300.
The horse that William Shatner rides is his own,
Yes.
as are the house and
figured.
farm where the sequence takes place.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh.
I figured
know that
that,
part.
yeah.
And Shatner taught Picard how
Picard.
to. The secret to not getting chafed when you ride a horse is to wear
Is?
nylons.
Huh.
So they're both wearing nylons underneath their uniforms.
Manly nylons.
No.
Sure.
Call them
Space nylons.
Manlons.
I share this in common with Malcolm McDowell. Malcolm McDowell was so taken with the line "Time is the fire in which we burn" that he had it engraved on the pocket watch he used in the film.
Oh, that's cool. That was a really good line.
I
Did-
like how it
yeah, it was
alludes
good.
to Picard and how it resonates because Picard's like, oh, fire, burn,
Fire.
death.
I'll wait until after the trivia for this.
DeForest Kelley was set to appear, but after reading the script, he said, "Oh, no, thank you." George Takei was asked to come back, but he refused.
Oh God, no.
That's why I figured that was why they put his daughter, Sulu's daughter, in, right? Because he wouldn't come back.
So he was asked to come back and play Sulu one more time and take the helm of the Enterprise B, but he refused because if Sulu had taken the helm, this would have meant temporarily reducing his rank so that he would serve under Captain Kirk again. And he had
Johnny
worked
Rico
too
would have done
hard
it.
to earn his command to allow even a temporary reduction. And honestly, good for him.
Yeah, I could see
Johnny
that for
Rico
sure.
would have done it and did.
Oh my gosh, this is so interesting. This was the first film to have a website created to promote it. The
Oh.
site was launched at generations.viacom.com on October 28th, 1994, 3 weeks before the release of the film. The site featured a graphical interface resembling the LCARS display of the Enterprise. That's fun.
Is it still up?
There you go. Take a look.
You can look at the Internet Archive. They probably got it.
Oh, that's
Is-
right. Generations.viacom.com.
Yeah, oh, it's not there anymore.
Yeah, it's out. I'll
Is this
check
is
the
the
Internet Archive.
is the Space Jam website still up, or did that go down?
Oh, is it just spacejam.com?
I don't know, but have you visited it? It's so good.
Space Jam.
It's like the exact same website from 1996.
Oh yeah, it's there. No, they changed it. Now
Damn.
it's a new legacy, and it has a freaking trailer for the new one.
Boo.
Ooh.
Let's see. William Shatner has stated that his line, "Who am I to argue with the captain of the Enterprise?" was the hardest line he ever had to deliver.
Oh my
Selfish
god.
asshole.
Yeah.
Love him.
Seriously.
I love his dramatic ass so much.
How could I deliver the line to another captain?
Let's see. James T. Kirk's final words, "Oh my," are a spontaneous ad lib made by William Shatner. Shatner later explained that this was Kirk's reaction to eternity and truly going where Kirk had never gone before.
That makes sense.
And back to your Roddenberry archive thing. It was just put out just like a year ago, less than a year
Yeah.
ago, right? Where it's Kirk after he dies going to heaven or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Go and watch it. It's really amazing.
Is that the unification number?
Yes.
Yeah,
I believe
yeah.
so.
And Savick is there and all of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rebecca loves that one.
Yeah, I didn't like it for whatever reason. Maybe now if I went and revisited it, but I just remember
Sam Witwer plays Kirk in that.
I know he does. Here's the thing.
I
I,
would
really
actually-
love Sam Witwer.
But Rebecca, I would actually be curious to see if now, with the context of this movie, if that plays any differently for you.
I'm just so pissed off about the way they killed Kirk. He deserved better than this.
He's dead. Get over it.
He should have died a
He's,
more
here,
heroic
he's
death.
still in the Nexus. He's not dead. He's still in the Nexus.
That's even
Echo.
worse.
He's only half dead.
He's not dead yet.
I don't have any other fun trivia to share because you guys said it
I
all
do.
already. Yeah.
I do. There's another character that we see on the B who shows up in a later series.
Nope.
It's not him?
There's an
An
actor.
Okay,
but
so
not
it's not
Can't be the
character.
character
Not the
because
character.
one's human, one's Vulcan. So
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
right.
sorry. I thought that he was Vulcan, but I know that he's
Yeah.
on the Excelsior. Sorry.
Correct. Yeah. I have two bits of trivia for you.
Let's hear him.
One, Riker's uniform, the Deep Space Nine uniform.
Yes.
They didn't have one of those large enough for him, except Avery Brooks. And so he's wearing Avery Brooks' uniform, and it's a little bit too big, which is why his sleeves are rolled up like the way they are, with the turtleneck sleeves
turtleneck?
like all the way
Oh.
down. So
I
that's
thought
why
that
it
was-
looks.
I thought
looks
that was
so
just
bizarre.
I thought it was just Riker being Riker, but
Yeah, no, they didn't have one, and so he's literally wearing Avery Brooks' uniform.
That's hilarious.
In that movie. And there was a separate set, and I sent you, Rebecca, the pictures of this. There was a second set of new uniforms designed for the film that they ended up not using, but were the models for the figures that were released for this movie. And 30 years later, on a little animated show called Lower Decks, those uniforms, the uniforms they wear on Lower Decks, are based on the design of what the new uniforms would have been in generations.
Interesting.
So that's an Easter egg that was in Lower Decks from the very beginning.
yeah.
Interesting.
So, is it me, or did the music in this movie really smack of Deep Space Nine music rather than Next Generation music?
I thought it smacked of like the TOS movies.
So, like I had mentioned earlier, when Kirk is fighting Soran in the desert, that music sounds a hell of a lot like all the music you hear when Kirk's fighting something in the desert.
Okay.
The Gorn.
I feel like, but yeah,
or
I feel,
any
I feel like
how many times has my man
yeah.
Kirk fought
So-
something in the desert?
when they have transition shots and they have the orchestral soundtrack things, and I feel like that was way Deep Space Nine sounding versus the orchestral stuff you heard in the Next Gen. But maybe it's just my brain.
I think Dennis McCarthy composed this movie.
Did he do the Deep Space Nine music too?
Yeah.
That would make sense.
This is. Do you want some more William Shatner being William Shatner? The name of Captain Kirk's dog in the film Butler is the same as the deceased dog once owned by William Shatner. Shatner insisted on performing the scene with the same name as a tribute to his beloved former pet, much to the chagrin of one of the screenwriters who had scripted the scene with the name of his own deceased canine companion.
No, you can't do it with your beloved dead dog.
William
we have to do
Shatner
it
is
with
such an
my...
asshole. I love him so much.
Wow, what a douche.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every
Okay.
August, there's a Star Trek convention in Vegas. It's the biggest convention of
I
the
want
year.
to go to it.
Oh, you should. It's like in 2 weeks, or whenever
Expensive.
this drops. But there's a side, like, it's not officially a part of the convention, but every year, Larry Nemechek, who's come to FanX and
Oh, yeah.
is the real Dr. Star Trek, charters a bus and goes out from Vegas to the Valley of Fire
Oh, yeah.
to visit where Kirk dies.
That's
It's
cool.
like a little pilgrimage to.
I don't want to go there.
It's in August, especially. Like,
Well, I was going to say I would go to that
August.
Star Trek convention, but I'm not going to Las Vegas in August.
It's August 6th through 10th at the Rio. It's not
Yep.
even at like a good hotel.
no, that is
Well,
true.
You could go see Penn and Teller while you're there. That's about the only plus
Sure.
of the Rio.
Hey, Rebecca,
Yeah.
can we talk about the thing that you wanted to fight me over last night?
Yeah. Rob said this thing to me last night that I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Whoa, what did he say?
Yeah, what happened?
He
So I finished
disparaged your
watching the
grandmother?
movie, and and Rebecca comes out of Superman. I'm like, we need to talk, and we're talking about having just finished this. I'm like, Picard and Guinan's relationship seems like a very Doctor Who thing. It's like, did you ever watch the Matt Smith stuff? And she's like, he's my least favorite Doctor. I'm like,
He
well,
is
that's
my
setting
least
us up for
favorite
failure to begin with.
Off to a great start.
But looking at what we know from this movie, the series, and Picard and Guinan's relationship is very much like the Doctor and River song, but
Yes.
in reverse.
Oh,
Because Picard meets Guinan in the past. Sorry, Guinan meets Picard in the past, but Picard doesn't meet her until the 24th century. And they have a relationship where they're just kind of doing this. If you look at how that progresses. It
met-
parallels once they
Yeah.
get to the 24th century, but they
Yeah.
meet kind of in
Yes.
reverse.
Yeah, yeah.
The timey-wimey aspect of it. I sent him a picture of Shrek going, what?
And I was like, because she thought I was going like some kind of romantic
like
relationship.
romantic. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Friendship. Friendship.
Yeah.
French.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else, you guys? It seems like
Next
you
one-
guys could talk about this movie for hours.
Next one's better. Next one's better.
Look, you've just slogged your way, Rebecca. You've slogged your way through this movie that you didn't like. The next one will pay off.
Okay, it better be the
I
best
just started.
movie I've
I
ever
just
seen
started
in my
watching
life.
it earlier before we started recording. I started the rewatch because I've seen First Contact. I don't know how many times, but I thought I'd better do a rewatch. And I'm a good 30 minutes in, and I'm like, yes. This is the way it's.
So Rebecca,
Yeah.
if Superman is the punk rock Superman, First Contact is the rock and roll Star Trek.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense.
And there's even a moment where they address Data's emotion chip, and Picard basically tells him to shut up. So
This better be the best Star Trek movie I've ever seen.
It's pretty great, in my
Pretty
opinion.
solid.
But I also like Generations, so
Well,
what do I know?
I mean,
Yeah, Tony. I don't know. I don't know what.
the only movie better than Generations is Red One.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't say Nemesis.
oh, I thought, yeah. Well,
No, I'm not touching that.
no, see, no. The next one, First Contact, is often in top 5
Yeah.
of Trek fans' favorite movies.
Okay. Okay.
and it has my favorite Enterprise.
Oh, you
Introduces
like the oh,
The
my
Sovereign
favorite
class?
Enterprise. Yep.
really?
Yep.
Is Sovereign bigger than Galaxy or smaller?
Significantly bigger.
Significantly, yeah.
Oh,
Much
cool.
bigger.
Well, thanks for listening to us talk at you about Star Trek Generations today. Listen, I know I was giving you guys a lot of shit, but I'm very grateful that you guys are so smart and so passionate about this show that I love so much. And next time we're going to talk about Star Trek First Contact, and I'll be a lot happier about it. I promise you, I won't be
I
such
think you will be.
a sappy baby. I'm so mad about Kirk.
Well, you'll be happy with the next one, and then the next two will also disappoint the hell out of you.
Awesome. So awesome.
Get ready for the high point.
But okay, well that sucks. Okay, well then that sucks that the last good Star Trek movie is from 1996 because I'm counting the J.J. Abrams ones. You know I hate those ones.
And you know I disagree with you on
Say,
that.
I like those. I like
Yeah.
those too.
They're just Tony, watch the original series and then go back and watch the J.J. Abrams ones because then you'll be like, this is insane. Why are these men like this?
I'm thinking about it, but
Oh my god.
our trade still stands. I will watch all of TOS and the animated TOS if you just watch Princess Bride.
Here's the thing. If I
That's
watch
it.
Princess Bride, I have to admit to having watched Princess Bride, and then everybody in the Discord's going to be like, oh my god, Rebecca watched the Princess Bride.
But look at the trade-off you're getting. It's like 90 hours to 90 minutes.
Yeah.
It's not 90 hours.
It
Well,
felt
it's-
like, I'm sure it'll feel like it.
It's how many episodes, Jake? 72?
79.
76,
79
79
episodes.
The
plus the
Cage.
Do you have to watch the animated series as well?
Yeah,
He
the
does
animated
have
series
an
too.
animated
There's
series.
there's
Yeah.
22. There's 22 of the animated.
That's like 150 hours.
The animated series, you could watch that in an afternoon.
Yeah, I don't have that
might
kind
be
of
might be
attention
24,
span.
but it's low. like
Tony,
that.
I'll let you off the hook for the animated series because
Oh, you didn't like it either?
You could,
Spock and
Tony,
his bear.
Love the animated series.
Tony,
Oh,
here's what you
yeah.
could
It's
do.
going to be the episode
You
with
could go
Spock and his
back-
bear, Carrie.
I know.
You could go back. Oh, no, you can't go back and watch old episodes of this show.
I can if you send them to me on
I
the,
could.
on the side.
There is,
That was before
on
the
the
threat
down
of
low.
lawsuit. Yeah.
on the down low under the
Yeah.
table. I'll send you a link to all of the animated series episodes, and then you could just watch those.
All right.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks, everybody.